Finn Balor returned home.
He really started from the ground up, working in the dojo.
This is truly a homecoming to where it all started.
With a shot at glory.
This is the most important night in Finn Balor's career.
Finn Balor, can he somehow pull off his own miracle in Tokyo?
And the ultimate prize in his sights.
Finn Balor's champion! Finn Balor is NXT champion!
Now, the reign of the demon has begun.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome here to Full Sail University inside the NXT arena. And guys, we have a brand new champion here at NXT, Finn Balor. He's been waiting for that for so long. Tonight, we will hear from the new champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new NXT champion, Finn Balor!
Saxton, what a sight it is to see Finn Balor holding the NXT championship. You saw the match firsthand.
Yeah, if you think about it, you could not have written a better script for a man to return to the country where he spent 8 years cultivating his craft, cutting his teeth to return and capture the NXT championship. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a fairy tale story with Finn Balor at the top as your new NXT champion.
There you talk about a hero's welcome in Japan. What about this ovation for the new champ returning to his new home right here at Full Sail University? This place is on fire.
Finn, congratulations, Congratulations, it was about 2 weeks ago in Tokyo, Japan. You took on Kevin Owens, you captured the NXT championship, but this is your first time back at the NXT arena. How does this feel?
Well, Greg, I've been doing this for a long time, 15 years. I've been doing it in Europe. I've been doing it in Mexico. Everybody knows I spent 8 years in Japan. There was a lot of difficult decisions, a lot of hard choices, a lot of sacrifices made. One of those decisions was actually whether I should come here to NXT. But the moment that I was handed this, I knew that every one of those decisions, every one of those choices, and every one of those sacrifices was worth it to be able to do this.
And Finn, it was recently announced at the world-famous Comic-Con in San Diego that you're going to have a rematch against Kevin Owens for that NXT championship at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Now that match will be made official later tonight in a contract signing.
Well, you know, in the 6 months that myself and Kevin have been here, Kevin's made a huge impact. There's no denying it. He became NXT champion. He sidelined Sami Zayn. He sidelined Hideo Itami. He hurt Adrian Neville. He beat Cesaro. He hurt Rusev. And he pinned John Cena. But you know what he didn't do? He didn't beat Finn Balor in Tokyo. And in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, Finn Balor is gonna make history by walking in NXT champion and walking straight back out NXT champion.
I'll tell you right now, guys, I cannot wait for this rematch.
A standing ovation for Finn Balor here inside the NXT arena. And as you heard later tonight, the rematch will be made official. Owens and Balor will come face to face to sign the contract for their historic rematch at TakeOver Brooklyn. Well, happy to have you along here at ringside. I'm Rich Brennan alongside Raw's Byron Saxton, and of course, one of the Raw pre-show analysts, and on all the pay-per-views of the special events as well. Corey Graves joining us here, and guys, I'll tell you what, I cannot wait for the rematch, but you know what? If you missed the historic matchup in which Finn Balor captured the NXT Championship from Kevin Owens, you can check it out on demand from the Beast in the East special right here on the WWE Network. Well, still lots more to get to here tonight, and as we said, there will be a contract signing. Finn Balor, Kevin Owens coming face-to-face to make the match official for TakeOver Brooklyn coming up 4 weeks from this Saturday.
Yeah, guess what? She's back! Break out the wacky wavy inflatable tube man because Bayley will be in action, and she's looking for revenge as she goes one-on-one with Emma.
Right now, let's go backstage to our broadcast colleague, Devin Taylor, who's standing by with Eva Marie.
Eva, coming up next is your much-anticipated NXT in-ring return. Tell us, what can the NXT universe expect to see from you tonight?
You know what, Devin, honestly, I just have to say thank you so much to Mr. Regal for even granting me this opportunity tonight. This means so much to me, and I'm taking it so seriously because when I came into the WWE, this is my dream. This is where it's at. This is what I want to do. And I feel like the NXT universe has a misconception about Miss All Red Everything. And the last few months, I have just been putting in my blood, sweat, and tears, training day in and day out so that I can come here tonight and showcase what I got. So my advice for the NXT universe is open your eyes because you're gonna like what you see.
Go to WWENetwork.com now to start your free month.
Rich, Byron, I know it's difficult, but please pick your jaws up off the floor. We've got a job to do.
The following contest is a Divas match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Concord, California, Eva Marie. And her opponent from Sydney, Australia, Cassie.
I'm sorry, I'm impressed right now. We heard about this for weeks. Eva Marie talked about returning to the ring right here on NXT, and well, she knows how to make an entrance.
Eva Marie said it a few weeks ago, get your signs ready. She knows what she's in for, but she's certainly been working awfully hard as we take a look at her competitor, Cassie, right there. I mean, Eva Marie would not be here in the ring tonight if she didn't impress not only General Manager William Regal, but also Sarah Amato, one of the assistant coaches at the WWE Performance
You've got
Center.
to give Eva Marie all the credit she deserves. She's been training exceptionally hard, not only at the Performance Center, but across the country with some of the best private trainers she could find. And the whole time, she's been setting Hollywood on fire. This is the woman that stood alongside The Rock at the premiere of his movie, San Andreas.
And of course, one of the stars of Total Divas on the E! Network.
You can hear the NXT universe. This is what you get with Eva. There's no in between. You either like Eva Marie, or some people are of the belief that she doesn't belong.
She's out to prove everybody wrong.
Oh! NXT universe certainly divided. And Cassie trying to make a showing here.
Cassie's trying to show she belongs. I can't tell you how many eyes of curiosity are on this matchup just to see how this new Eva Marie fares.
Suplex into the cover. Trying to put Cassie away in a kick out. See what Eva Marie is able to bring to the table.
Yes, this is unique. This is new. I've never seen her do something like this before. She's obviously been training, practicing, honing her craft.
You know, I talked to Eva earlier today, and she told me she's heard the criticism for months. You know, she's heard people who have said that she's got no passion, but she said, look, it got to a point where she's got to do what makes her happy and let the chips fall where they do.
What's she have in mind here? Oh, wow.
Well, nothing good for Cassie.
Ooh, right to the face. Eva Marie
Ooh.
again. Oh, man. Cover. Kick out at 2.5. Graves, are you impressed?
Of course I'm impressed. I was impressed as soon as she walked through the curtain.
Byron, did you get any insight from Eva as far as what her training regimen has been? Some of the things that she's gone through.
Well, you obviously weren't listening to what I said. I told you that she's decided to do things her own way, get her own private trainer, you know, go out to Cali and learn things her way, do things her way despite what critics were saying about her. Now, this to her is like her grand premiere, okay? She knows everybody's watching her. She knows everybody's going to have an opinion, and this is what she plans to do, is silence all those critics.
Byron's an authority on Eva Marie. He has never in his life missed an episode of Total Divas.
Nothing wrong with that. And I watch replays, too.
I was going to ask you if you rewatched them several times. Trying to pick up stuff you might have missed.
Certainly. I'm just ready for my spot on season 5.
God help us all. But right now, Eva Marie might be in some trouble. Cassie able to fight her way back to her feet. Oh!
Cassie using those long, long legs as a weapon.
And another.
I've seen Cassie a few times here. She's been impressive, trained by Lance Storm. He's been taking on the best of the best here on NXT.
Ooh! Cover! Cassie for the win! And Eva Marie able to get the left shoulder up. Referee trying to make sure that Eva Marie's okay. Looks like she's going to be able to continue. Cassie maybe in line for her first victory here, or maybe not.
That was resourceful.
So is that something else that Eva Marie has learned, perhaps? How to take shortcuts?
Well, I suppose she's learning how to win.
Whoa! Wow! Cover! And Eva Marie picks up the victory.
Here is your winner, Eva Marie.
You think that'll shut up all the critics? I certainly hope so. That was impressive.
I think you might be right, Corey. The little red Corvette saw the mechanic, had some repairs done, and now she's running smoother than before. Cassie, give her credit, though, really brought the fight to Eva Marie throughout this matchup. Make the message clear that she's not going to be a stepping stone, but to Eva's credit, she had some tricks to pull out of her back pocket.
Let's take a look at how she finished the job right here.
Yeah, new moves, new arsenal, new offense, and effective in doing so. And Eva Marie not only makes her return to the ring, she does it successfully.
Looks to me like NXT better be ready for a...
All red everything.
Yes, I know. I can't believe it. No, I can't believe it. More people than have ever seen NXT before. Excuse me.
Mr. Regal. NXT TakeOver, Brooklyn. Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. Interesting, but not that interesting. Obviously, I'm not in the NXT Championship match. You must have something bigger for me, something monumental, right? So spill the beans. What is it?
I'm working on it.
Working on it, okay. Well, you know what? It better be something good.
I'm dreadfully sorry. No. I have no idea what that was, to be honest with you. I know. You just can't get the staff nowadays, can you?
It's going to be interesting to see what Tyler Breeze has set for himself at TakeOver.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Kansas City, weighing 275 pounds, Baron Corbin.
Well, Corey, if Eva Marie has, divided the NXT universe, I think Baron Corbin has done pretty much the same thing. You either love him or you hate him.
Well, count me in as part of the guys that I'm on Team Baron Corbin. This guy has been nothing but impressive. You don't have to like his attitude. You don't have to like what he stands for. You just have to accept he is absolute dominance.
Yeah, you talk about that attitude, Corbin makes some controversial comments saying, look, I don't respect guys like your Sami Zayns and your Finn Balor's who, forget that.
Whoa! Mere seconds into this matchup, the end of days.
Here is your winner, Baron Corbin.
Well, take one more look at the match, if you could really call it that. The domination more so of Baron Corbin here. He got the ring, the bell rang, and this is what you call end of days.
Baron Corbin didn't even bother taking off his shirt before he promptly sent Grimace back to McDonald's.
And guys, I was trying to make the point earlier that Baron Corbin has basically said, I'm about immediate results and immediate victories, and, well, case in point.
Baron Corbin getting the job done in mere seconds. Well, guys, lots more to get to here this week on NXT. One of the biggest stars throughout the world is here, and he is in action next. Samoa Joe coming up after this.
Product not yet rated.
Welcome back here to NXT.
There you go.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Huntington Beach, California, weighing 282 pounds, Samoa Joe.
You see that look on Samoa Joe right there?
And his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 245 pounds, Mike Rollins.
Yeah, Byron, I do see that look on Samoa Joe's face, and that's one of the reasons I'm such a big fan. The guy hasn't been here that long, but he struts around this place with a swagger like he owns the place already.
Oh, yeah, you should have. Look what he's accomplished around his career. There's a reason why he has a reputation as one of the most dangerous men to ever step inside a ring, and here's why.
Mike Rollins still trying to make a name for himself in NXT.
How many times did he just hit him?
Listen to the NXT universe. Hey, give credit to Mike Rollins. He's fighting back.
Oh! Give credit to Mike Rollins. He's able to walk after this.
Samoa Joe like a freight train, full force into the face.
Yeah, hit hard, hit fast.
Braves Byron just called Samoa Joe one of the most dangerous men in the industry. You've been in the ring against him. What makes him so dangerous?
Because he's incredibly strong, he's incredibly fast. He can hit you from so many angles, his hands, his feet. The guy knows jiu-jitsu. The guy is just a walking weapon.
Oh! Yeah, the scary agility for a man who's 300 pounds.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have just learned that in 2 weeks, Samoa Joe will take on the man beast, Rhino, right here on NXT. What a matchup that's going to be. Joe continuing to punish Mike Rollins. Uh-oh.
Oh, I think punishment's about to get...
Oh!
Well, maybe detoured.
Rollins did a little bit of homework there. Gotta give Rollins credit for keeping in the fight.
Hey, he understands how big of an opportunity this is.
Oh! Just about to say, it didn't seem to faze Joe too much.
Yeah, that opportunity may be dissipating very quickly.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, touche on that point that I just made. Here we go. Uh-oh. This is not going to be good.
Muscle Buster.
Here is your winner, Samoa Joe.
That look is also a message to the entire NXT roster. You want a piece of me? Just try me.
How do you stop this man?
Oh, Mike Rollins didn't have the answer. Look at the agility by Joe. 300 pounds, flying through the air with ease.
Yeah, I don't think you could stop him. You could try to slow him down, but so far, no one has been able to even do that.
The muscle buster, we've seen it time and time again. So effective. Samoa Joe continues to run roughshod over the competition here in NXT.
An incredibly dangerous competitor, Samoa Joe, racks up another victory here this week on NXT. Right now, we take you backstage to Devin Taylor, who's standing by with Emma and Dana Brooke.
Emma, Bayley promised the next time she sees you, she's going to do more than hug you.
More than hug me. No thanks. A little creepy. I guess maybe she has a problem because I broke her little hand. Oh, poor Bayley. Was that not enough that I broke her hand? She's still not taking me seriously? Maybe now it's time that I broke her childish spirit.
Emma, calm down. Do you need a hug?
I guess I could use a hug. That'll fix everything, right? Oh. Makes everything better.
Good luck, Emma.
Oh.
Who is tough enough? Find out with the free WWE Tough Enough app. Download now to be a part of this summer's hardest-hitting reality competition. Right now. Vote live to keep your favorite around and send the rest packing. You decide who is tough enough. With the free WWE Tough Enough app. Download now.
Welcome back to NXT.
The following contest is a Divas match scheduled for one fall. Escorted to the ring by Dana Brooke. From Melbourne, Australia, Emma!
Byron, I think it's safe to call these two the new resident mean girls here at NXT.
Yeah, I like to call them Team Disingenuous. They smile to your face, but clearly have evil intentions.
Listen, don't speculate on their intentions just because they won't give you the time of day, Byron. These are two of the most talented, beautiful women in all of NXT.
Guys, right now we want to take you back to almost 2 months ago. Bayley and Emma were in action. Emma picked up the victory. Well, afterwards, Bayley paid the price, though.
Yeah, Emma, she basically said, I had to make an example of Bayley. I tried to teach her the right way, tried to dissuade her from making the same mistakes I did, and when she didn't want to listen to me, I made her pay. Ah, that's what I'm talking about.
And her opponent from San Jose, California, it's Bayley!
Come on, Corey, put your hands together.
Listen, Byron, unlike you, I don't get excited over the same things as a 7-year-old child like inflatable tube men.
Oh, come on. This is better than getting unlimited tokens at Chuck E. Cheese.
You are a grown man. What are you doing at Chuck E. Cheese?
Well, Bayley is back. It appears to be healed up. Still has the brace on her hand. And no doubt about it, cannot wait to get her hands on Dana Brooke and Emma.
Yeah, this is all Bayley's been thinking about, getting back, getting healthy, and getting some revenge on Emma.
Hey, what's that on Emma's wrist that she's playing with? That's one of those Bayley slap bracelets you buy at the merchandise stand. Saxon, you have about a dozen.
I do. Well, what's the point of Emma wearing it?
I don't know. She's smacking Bayley in that injured right hand.
Emma taking the high ground as usual.
Look at Bayley trying to use an unauthorized foreign object in this match. The referee's doing a great job.
Yeah, all set up.
But this new attitude of Emma's has served her very well. I used to not be able to stand the sight of her.
Cover!
And now she's one of my favorite superstars to watch.
You don't think there's a little insecurity involved because she hasn't been happy with the way her career has gone, so now she's resorting to these cheap tactics?
She realized her path she had chosen wasn't working out for her, so she simply changed paths, Byron.
Yeah.
It's about finding a way to become successful.
Well, Bayley's trying to find a way to become successful against Emma here.
Bayley shaking it off and turning the tables on Emma.
Yeah, how long has Bayley waited to do that?
Running Bulldog. Cover, Bayley for the win. And a kick out by Emma. Of course, Dana Brooke on the outside.
It's a smart move by Emma trying to get to those ropes.
Dana able to help Emma out of the ring.
Oh, did you see that? Emma just wrapped that injured arm and hand of Bayley right around that ring post.
Yeah. Give the assist to Dana Brooke at the ringside.
Bayley gonna have to fight through the pain. Shake it off. But Emma clearly has her target.
This is a brilliant strategy. You can call it a shortcut, Byron. What I call it is effective. She's trying to immobilize that injured right hand of Bayley. and walk out of here victorious.
Well, you're right, the target is there, so, you know, it behooves Emma to go after it, but right now we're going to see, this is going to be a test for Bayley. This is going to be a test for Bayley's, her endurance, her passion here, how bad she wants to fight through the pain here against Emma.
Why don't you state the obvious, Byron? If you're going to walk into that ring with an injured anything, and you have it wrapped and you have it taped, you have a cast on it, you have to expect that out of your opponent. I don't know if Bayley's making her smart decision at all.
Bayley's heard that for how long now? How many months? How many years that she's not making smart decisions?
Look at what Emma is doing, grabbing the fingers there, Corey. I can't even imagine the type of pain that Bayley's in right now.
Well, pull your fingers as far apart as they could possibly go. It's incredibly painful.
One thing you cannot take away is the heart of Bayley.
Emma down for the cover and a kick out by Bayley at 2.
Doesn't matter how big your heart is when you only have one hand.
Emma stomping on the hand of Bayley again.
You just feel the anger exuding off of Emma with every hit, every way she attacks Bayley. This all goes back to the fact that she feels like no one respects her anymore. No one takes her seriously anymore. When, if you recall, during her original time here in NXT, she was one of the most popular divas here.
Popularity doesn't win championships, Saxton. She wants to be the NXT Women's Champion. She wants to be more successful, so she changed up her tactics.
Bayley able to fight out of the straitjacket now, trying to mount a comeback. Double axe handle, sending Emma down. Bayley again with a spear into the corner.
Yeah, Bayley's feeling it now.
Here comes Bayley. Oh, flying elbow off the ropes. Bayley for the win. And a kick out again by Emma. Oh, double clothesline.
Wear and tear of this match, taking its toll on both. Watch Dana
come on.
Is that okay, Corey? You condone that one?
Of course not. She got caught.
See you, Dana. Yeah, at least we're going to get a level playing field.
Bayley can focus on Emma now. Doesn't have to worry about anything from the outside. Look at this. Roll up, center of the ring. Bayley for the win. Reverse by Emma. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, here we go.
Bayley to belly. Bayley for the win.
Here is your winner, Bayley.
That's what happens when the odds are even.
Bayley had to overcome so much in that matchup.
I'll give credit where it's due. I didn't think it was a smart decision, her fighting with that injury and all, but she proved me wrong. Well done, Bayley.
That's proved it with one hand. As long as you got heart, you can accomplish great things.
Take another look at this mean streak from Emma, just tearing the fingers of Bayley apart.
Yeah, watch Dana Brooke here trying to provide the assist once again, but this time our official says, Dana, you got no business at ringside. You're out of here.
It was a tactical error by Dana Brooke, which eventually would lead to this.
Yeah,
Bayley to belly.
A little Bayley to belly and a little sweet revenge.
That felt amazing. It's great to be back here. It's so great to come back to an ovation like that. But I am back to be the next NXT Women's Champion. But to do that, I have to beat the very, very best. And I want a match with Charlotte.
That's huge.
It's a bold move by Bayley. She beats Emma, now she says she wants Charlotte. I don't know if she's gonna regret this decision or not.
Hey, you want to be the best, you got to be one of the best.
Still to come, we'll have the contract signing between the NXT champion Finn Balor and Kevin Owens for their rematch at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn on August 22nd. That contract signing will happen later tonight. What a night it was this past Sunday at Battleground for NXT's own Charlotte and Sasha Banks as they competed in a triple threat match along with Brie Bella. Charlotte walked away the winner after making Brie tap out. And then the following night on Monday Night Raw, Charlotte's momentum continued as she defeated Brie Bella once again. The revolution of the NXT women continues. Right now, let's go backstage with Sasha, who's standing by with Charlotte.
Charlotte, after you, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks shocked the world on Raw, Bayley formally challenged you to a match because she wants to be the best.
Listen, what's been happening on Raw is more than a revolution. It's a statement. The girls at NXT have finally been given the chance to do on Raw what we've been doing down at NXT for the last few years now. And if Bayley wants a chance to face me, there's no one more deserving. But there is no one that wants to take that NXT Women's Championship to Raw more than me.
You would know all about chances. Chance after chance to reign the NXT Women's Championship. And then you're invited to Raw and given that chance, but you'll probably mess that one up too and fail miserably. You know something? I have never been given the chances you've been given. I mean, what? People boo me. Is it because I don't have a famous last name? But I want that one chance, that chance to not only prove to you, but to prove to the world that I'm here to make a statement. And that starts by beating you.
Fair enough, Dana. I guess Bayley can wait another week. But that chance you want, I'm gonna make a statement you'll never forget.
Devastation of such exquisite sophistication. And in English, signing out the
Well, we are ready to go with tag team action here on NXT, but Graves, it looks like there's trouble brewing in the Divas division.
Charlotte says she respects Bayley, but she's gonna have to wait. She has issues with Dana Brooke first. I wouldn't want to beat Dana Brooke if I were her.
Byron, in English, Simon Gotch, your #1 contenders to the NXT Tag Team Champions. Blake and Murphy.
Yeah, you talk about two guys who are preparing for that tag team title shot. Check out the latest training regimen, courtesy of Simon Gotch. He tells me himself and Aiden have been doing 175 pounds worth of bench press with 500 repetitions. They've been skipping rope for 20 minutes a day, and they've been doing 400 punching bag strikes utilizing their upper elbow. That's impressive, I think.
It sounds humanly impossible to me, Saxton, but I'm sure you did your homework.
I sure did.
Now, have you actually witnessed this training regimen, or that's just what Gotch has told you?
He showed me a clip on his cell phone.
I'm surprised he has a cell phone.
I was too.
Listen, the Vaudevillains are incredibly talented as a tag team, but these guys, imagine them as NXT Tag Team Champions. It would be terrible for business.
Why would it be terrible?
These guys are obsessed with a bygone era. They think a nickel still gets you entertainment. Business would go through the floor. Terrible.
Maybe the tag team division needs the Vaudevillains as the tag team champions. Maybe they could take this division to new heights. You ever think about it that way? Whoa!
They're gentlemen. And Gotch for the win, trying to put away Angelo Dawkins, who kicks out. Well, after becoming the #1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Vaudevillains will get their opportunity at the titles as they face the champs, Blake and Murphy, next week on NXT. What a kick there by Gotch, who gets clobbered from behind by Sawyer Fulton, who's now unleashing a barrage of shots.
Yeah, this is also what happens when you're #1 contenders for the tag team titles. You got teams like Sawyer Fulton and Angelo Dawkins who want to do whatever they got to do to knock you off.
Cover, Fulton trying to put away Gotch in a kick out.
I got a feeling that Dawkins and Fulton are on the verge. These guys are going to break out sooner than later. They come closer and closer every week. If they dethrone the Vaudevillains right now, that would be a huge, huge win.
What would it mean for the Vaudevillains? Obviously, again, the #1 contenders at some point will challenge the NXT Tag Team Champs. A loss here could really demoralize them right as they seem to be back up on the top of the wave.
Well, they know the risk involved, and the Vaudevillains actually wanted this. They wanted to take on Angelo Dawkins and Sawyer Fulton because they know iron sharpens iron. You got to stay fresh. You got to stay on top of your game whenever that tag team title shot comes.
Whoa! Wow! What a drop kick, and what a leap by Dawkins. Cover, that could be enough.
That is a 6'5", 280-pound man with an incredible vertical leap.
How high do you think he just got up in the air, Graves?
I have no idea. He had to be close to 10 feet.
Well, hey, that's creative.
Talk about
I've never seen that before.
Talk about flexibility, my goodness.
Dawkins, come on. You gotta be impressed with that one.
Tag made, aided English, and here comes English, couple of stiff shots. The Vaudevillains.
Yeah, those striking techniques are working.
Yeah, trying to pull some things out that we've never seen before.
Whoa!
I still can't get over those kicks by Gotch.
Yeah, you're right. We are seeing a new version of the Vaudevillains here tonight.
Look out, tag made, there it is, the whirling dervish. Uppercut into the neck breaker, the cover, and that's it.
Here are your winners, the Vaudevillains.
Yeah, if I'm Blake and Murphy right now, I better be concerned because you got the Vaudevillains knocking on your door, and they very well could knock you off your pedestal as the tag team champions.
Graves, you're a little conspicuous in your silence, but this is
I'm still
unorthodox.
trying to figure out where this came from. I'm not even mad at it. It was unusual. It was unique. I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
And capped off by the chemistry, the teamwork of Simon Gotch and Aiden English. I said it before, I'll say it again. This was a new, aggressive Vaudevillains that we saw here tonight.
NXT's tag team division could be in for a lot of dancing bears and bearded ladies, unfortunately.
And a whole lot of manliness. I love it.
That's two.
Manliest,
That's two.
like luckiest,
Alexa
right?
Murphy, guys, we just saw the Vaudevillains in action. And let's be honest, they're on a roll. How do you guys feel heading into next week's tag team title match?
Jeez, Devin. We are the greatest thing to come out of the 21st century. Where are these guys from? 1999? See, it's ages ago.
It's all black and white.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Devin, when my boys face the Vaudevillains next week, they're going to leave still NXT Tag Team Champions. Trust me, I'll make sure of it. Now shoot.
And coming up next, we'll finally have the two men who will face each other in a rematch at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. NXT champion Finn Balor and Kevin Owens sign the contract for their title match next.
WWEshop.com has found its next way to fit you. What else will you find?
The days of the demon are here.
boss, sweetheart.
NXT is the future, and the future is now. Don't miss what's next at WWEshop.com and find what fits you.
Ladies and gentlemen, every day NXT continues to raise the bar. And on August the 22nd, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, that bar will continue on its meteoric rise. I'm proud to say that the largest live audience in NXT history will witness a rematch.
Looks like the former NXT champion Owens is tired of waiting. He wants to do this right now.
Well, it's kind of odd seeing Kevin Owens here in the NXT arena, minus the NXT championship.
Don't let him hear you say that, Saxton. You know what happens when you talk about him.
Yeah, well aware.
Cold, calculating, and absolutely no remorse for anything or anyone.
The new NXT champion, Finn Balor!
Byron, we heard what Finn Balor had to say earlier on. Every sacrifice he has made was worth it for the one thing that he carries with him right now, the NXT Championship.
Yeah, what's interesting here too is that this will be the first time that Finn Balor and Kevin Owens have been in the same ring since Finn defeated Kevin Owens on July 4th in Tokyo for the NXT Championship.
And Finn Balor better be extremely careful that when he gets in this ring, he doesn't sign away his NXT Championship.
The rematch to take place the night before SummerSlam at TakeOver in Brooklyn.
Thank you, Finn. If you wouldn't mind, please.
Oh. How does it feel? How does it feel to be the NXT champion? It's good. How does it feel to know that you're gonna defend the NXT title in the biggest main event in the history of NXT? Which, by the way, will take place in Brooklyn. And how does it feel to know that you're going into that match as champion, but still as the underdog? Because, you know, all those things you talked about earlier, all those things I did, you're dead on. You're right. I did do all those things. I won that title 2 months after my debut. 2 months. What were you doing 2 months after your debut? Certainly not winning the NXT title, because that was me. That's not all. I did cripple Sami Zayn more than once. I did send Neville right out of NXT. I did beat Cesaro. I did drop Rusev on his head, and I certainly did beat John Cena. But that's just in my first 6 months. Let me tell you what I'm going to do in Brooklyn. I'm going to show you and all these idiots that Japan was nothing but a fluke when I become the first ever two-time NXT champion and take Finn Balor out for good.
Japan was a fluke. Japan was a fluke. Kev, I've heard it all before. Everybody knows that you like to talk. But in Brooklyn, I'm gonna take your words and shove them right down your throat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is official that on the 22nd of August at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, Kevin Owens will face Finn Balor for the NXT Championship.
Oh, come on! Kevin Owens is absolutely out of control. He's obsessed about getting his NXT championship back, and he will stop at nothing.
Yeah, neither will Finn Balor. Now you want to play dirty, the champ can play dirty too.
Gentlemen, right now I am speechless. The actions of Kevin Owens, inexcusable.
Now you can take out the general manager, but you're gonna have your hands full with that man, Finn Balor, in Brooklyn, NXT TakeOver.
4 weeks from this coming Saturday, live on the WWE Network, NXT takes over Brooklyn.